I don't know if that was wise or stupid. Honestly, it's like I lead everybody out.
Yeah, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kawisi, I'm the cycling minister. So here am I jumping into this race. This is my third attempt at this race. I didn't want it to race, I just wanted to do a ride. I saw this race coming, so I said, no, let me jump on it and do it again. So here we are at the beginning of the race. Not much happening, obviously a fairly fast start. And I think everyone just sitting. Anyway, the full race is on my channel, cycling minister. So I'm going to skip forward to the last 3-point-something mile of the race. Before we get into it, let's talk about how I went into this race with no strategy, with no plan. First of all, I'm not race fit. I've been riding outdoors, haven't done much swifting for a while. Matter of fact, I haven't done much race for a while, apart from the 2 races which I've done before, which is the Level Up series, which is still stage 1. So I jumped into the race at last minute. I've got no plan whatsoever. My plan was just to ride, but I did expect a fast start, because normally with Zwift there's always a fast start. There's always go hard and then eventually you ease up at the end. So anyway, me jump into this race, I expect it to be faster, but hey, it seems okay, and 7 mile in, I start to get comfortable in the race. I'm wondering, can I go on the brake? But there has already been a few people who went on the brake and they get caught, because no one, the group ain't gonna allow anyone to break away. There was like a 4 or 5 second gap the most, and the group take time reeling me back. On a flat course like this, it's hard for you to go on the brake. It's really hard for you to stay out there. So I said to myself that on the second lap I was gonna go on the brake, but I said, no, what, that might be too much. So I said 5 miles in, I was gonna go on the brake. But I'm saying, you know what, let me see how I feel, because at the moment I'm riding quite easy and within my zone. I'm comfortable. But even though I went into the streets without a plan, see, I tightened up my shoes. Now I start to develop a plan in my head, like, yeah, maybe I can win this. I'm actually feeling good. This is my 3rd race. Hopefully I'm getting some race fitness, but I'm about to do something crazy. I don't know if I was overconfident or just feel like, what, this race feels easy, because sometimes the race can feel so easy, but we burn ourselves out by going off the front, not staying in the wind, not staying out the wind, staying in somebody else's draft. We use up all our energy and expend our glycogen storage, and then boom, somebody come and pass you at the end. I wonder if that's what's gonna happen to me. I was hoping, I was so anxious though. I wanted to go, because sometimes you're sitting in the pack, it feels so easy. Have you ever been in a group ride on the road and you're sitting in the pack and it feels so easy, and you got on the outside and you went on the front to take your turn and realize that, being out in the wind is much harder than sitting in the pack. But anyway, I started to work my strategies out. I did say 5 miles I'm gonna go, but I said no, because I've already seen people went out the front and they get caught. So I said, okay then, that hill is coming up. I'm gonna use that round down the hill, just a little downhill, use that to launch my attack. I wanted to launch my attack before the hill, because on the hill it's expected, it's the last lap, that's where everybody gonna put their attack in. But anyway, here it goes. 3.7 mile in, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna launch the attack. I'm gonna see if it's gonna allow me to go, or are they gonna actually come with me and the attack. Who's gonna come, who's gonna stay? At this moment I haven't opened up any gap. I see this guy he came right over the top. So I say, you know what, I'm not gonna let him go. I'm gonna stay on his wheel, I'm gonna push it, and I'll go all the way to the top. Let's see if he's gonna stay with me. So coming up to the top, I realized that, you wanna play? Let's play. You wanna go for it? Let's go for it. I'm not gonna ease up. You're in for the fight, so am I. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling confident. I didn't have any plans, but now I have a plan. So let's race, come on. Let's go. I get to the top. I said, listen, I'm not easing up. I'm gonna keep going. And there's also a slightly recovery period coming up. So I know my anaerobic capacity. I know what I can produce. I know what I can hold. I know that if I push this hard, I can recover it up, because one thing, I can recover very quickly. It doesn't take me long to recover, to get my heart rate down, to get my body back into that comfortable position, and just keep going. Yeah, at this time, I think we started to open up a 2 second gap or so where we can see. Can you see anything? Because where my camera is positioned and the streaming service. But yeah, I said, let's go. We started to open a few second gap. But what happens sometimes when people push to the top, they need time to recover. But my recovery time is much shorter. So I just keep going. I'm not going to wait on anyone to come on the front. I'm not going to wait on anyone to come and pull. I'm just going to go. If you want to come with me, come with me. But at this point, I'm wondering, am I stupid? Am I dumb? You know what I mean? What am I doing? But I'm saying that even if I don't win this race, I've still, it still give me a good exercise, a good VO2 max workout. But luckily, there are a few with us. And I think we open a good 5-6 second gap. And yeah, a few came around, wanted to work, but then they peel off the front. But I'm just maintaining my own pace. So what I did, I went into a zone. I ignored them. So I'm going to ride at the pace that I can hold, see if they can stay with me, see how strong they are. Obviously, most of these guys are racers and they are already race fit. But I'll just keep going. If they come around me, fine. I try to stay in the slipstream. But sometimes where you ride it in a group, I break away off the front, 3, 4, 5 of you, and then people start to ease up. People start to look around. And how many miles left? It's only 1 mile left. So what's the point? Mess around. I just keep going. But at this time, I realized that maybe I don't have it in my leg, because really and truly, I'm not going to be able to contest for the victory, contest for the sprint. I can see there one is off the front. I'm just trying my best just to stay in the strip stream. So yeah, again, they ease up. I push past because obviously it's less than a mile to go up. Nobody want to be the lead or fool like I think I was, And at this point, boom, they came past. But I'm still trying my best to hold onto the wheel. But as you can see, my power is dropping. My heart rate is 170, 171. It's my third race. My body is still getting back into this type of environment. So there's some off the front, but I think I lack concentration right there, and I could have gone, I should have gone. But by the time I'm ready to go, it was too late, and they were already out the front. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic race. I think I came across the line 4th in this one, but at the end they upgraded and they give me 3rd, I believe, or 2nd. But yeah, I was dying. It was a fantastic race. I really enjoyed. And I'm saying that, yeah, was that wise? Was that stupid? But sometimes you go on the front and it does play off. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't get caught. Sometimes you get caught. It's just one of those things, So I'm gonna jump over and just have a look at the results. That was an okay-ish race, I'm not race fit. I've got more races coming up. Matter of fact, I did do the stage 2. It was a fantastic result. I came 2nd. I break away with 10 miles to go, and I get caught by one guy about 2 or 3 miles in. But he started to play a game. I didn't want it to play a game, so I just continue on, and he passed me at the end. But my bloody OBS froze, so he didn't record anything. But anyway, thanks for staying by. Thanks for staying tuned. I'm not a content creator. I'm a cyclist first, and then I do this video because sometimes I love it, sometimes I have the time. But I'm trying to be more consistent to make this be my library where I can record my ride. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.